day. Time once again to do some retro CSS battles. These are daily targets from November of 2023. This is the 28th of November, the 29th, and the 30th. Let's get right to it. All right, what is this? This is like a cactus, like a retro video game. To me, what I like about this one, what I think about this one, is that it's feels like an opportunity for a clip path. It's just got the right feel for that. I don't know if that's a great rationale, really, for that, but it feels right. So to do that, we're going to set our margins at 0. Our width is going to be exactly the minimum that we need for a single element, and we're going to do display flex. So we'll have 2 of them, and then the second one will be reflected using a scale transform. All right, 175. There it is. And then the height of the body is 300, so 300 is our number. Create another one, and we do display flex. Which is also going to oblige us to set margin on this. Now, can we do the margins? Oh, so let's do a gap of, what is it, 30 pixels or something? 40, 50 pixels. All right. So that's what we've got. And then the second one. Now, I guess we could do, a star, margin 0. Is that, a little bit less characters? We also added some characters with the star and the braces. It's fine. We could also take the trouble to put all the margins on a single element on the paragraph tag to undo its default margins, but we're not going to do that. All right, so let's get to that clip path. There's a polygon. Starts at the upper corner, which is 0, 0. Goes to the other corner, the right-hand side corner, 0. We're going to go down. So whatever this point is, what is that point? 100%. Let's call it 50 pixels. And let's go 50%. Actually, no, 80% over, and also 50 pixels. And let's see what we've got. So that 50 is too low, but we're on the right track there, aren't we? I think that is 80%. Well, too hard to tell, but still. 150, 100, 20, 30, 25. And then let's make the same one, 125 pixels. All right, so that gives you a sense of what that is. And then let's go up. So we're going up to, again, 80%, and then 50 pixels. Maybe it's 60, 70, 80, and then less over. How is that? What, 50%? Also 80 pixels. So that's our shape that we've created. That is, we've clipped out all the rest of this. So let's go downward now. 50%, 200 pixels, too low, 1.8, okay, and then over. We just really want to get the shape right first. 90% over, and then that same 100 pixels, and then 90% over, and 100% down, and then our final point is 0, 100%. So we've got the shape, kind of. Now we need to flip the second one. To do that, we have a selector that identifies just it. Now we do a scale of -1 1, like that. Well, that's how we get the shapes. Now, then it is about adjusting these final numbers. So let's go backward. Looks like 88, 90, 91, 92. How about 80 and 80? 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. Looks like 85 maybe, and 85.5. 0.8. Why not? That could be right. And then so you see that there's, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a faint diff on the body because the default background is white. For any element, for any given HTML page, unless you're Netscape 2 or 3, 25 years ago, where it would be with gray, right? So we need to put the defined color, which is very close to a full plain white, but just enough different to be noticed. Okay, so we got that one. These are all subject to adjustment, by the way. 50, 51, 51.5, 0.5. Sure. We'll just do percentages. I think percentages are fine for this. Okay. So that vertical is no good. 3. No, how about 8? 9. 130 and 130. Let's submit and find out if we're in the ballpark. If we got 100%, then we're going to be happy, and we're at 100%. So I think we're done. Let's minify. One of the great things about percentages is that they collapse down and you don't need a space after them. So you can see this code, which starts to look like line noise, right? Like what is that? Why is it all the characters in a row? This is unreadable. It is unreadable. I admit that fully. That's not code that I'm happy about looking at as a programmer. But it is code I might deploy during a minification step. All right. So that was the 28th of November. Let's go to the 29th. All right, what is this guy? To me, he's just a circle, right? So, as usual, aspect ratio 1. And so I want to create a circle. How do I do it? Well, circles have certain attributes, right? They have an aspect ratio of 1. Their heights and widths are the same. So if the width is being defined by the margin, setting aspect ratio 1 will make it have the same sides for the height, rather than setting a height. So that's a shorthand, and I like that shorthand. We set a border radius of 50%, and that turns it into a circle. Now, here's the tricky part. Do we go with a border, and then we need to put it right in the center, and I think we just did. So a margin in the top of 50 sets that pretty well. And then let's make this a little bit bigger, which means we need to set this margin less. Interesting. So what's going on there? So do I need? What do I need? I want that to be bigger, don't I? Sorry for the hemming and hawing. Let's set a color. need to set 40. There it is. So by setting margins both on the top and bottom, we're defining that width and height, and that gets us what we want. So what do we want to do? To me, all right, how do we make this shape? I feel kind of inclined to do this all with, at this point, conic gradients and linear gradients. So let's try that. Conic gradient. Which is going to be, well, let's just see. It's from minus 45 degrees, and then it's going to be a covering color, because we know that we're going to need to put this light green in the background. 25%. And then this color, then transparent. So that's the first part of this. We may need to adjust this at 50%, 50 pixels. We've also got, we might have to adjust how we do this. 110, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. All right, fine. That looks pretty good. Let's do another conic gradient, which is very similar. And this one is, what's this one? Okay, so what do we got going on here? We got conic gradient from, okay, we're missing the comma. That's what we're missing, okay. And then at 50%, 130 pixels. So when we do, so now, and the colors that we want are that, and then transparent in the background. And then the last thing we want is a radial gradient, which is dark in the middle and goes out to, so that's what we got so far. three gradients, 2 conic, 1 radial, and that gets you that look. Okay, so now let's adjust these numbers and see if we can get something that looks like the target. 40, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 45, and then this is 41, 42, 55, or 6, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 52. All right, let's submit this and see if this is 100% match. I doubt it. I'm a little concerned now. A lot of little edges, but that is 100%. Gosh darn it. That's great. So this is one where I would argue this artifact is not really here, right? So the computer, the browser is doing rendering and then says, well, I've got this shape, and somehow we get this little outline, even though this reports back with 100% match. So other ways to do this, you have the object with a border, and then you create another object behind it or masked by it. But in this case, we're just going to take it. Don't mess around. And minify and resubmit, and I think we're done. It certainly is interesting, and that's calling that a better score than I've gotten in the past, so I will take it. That's fine. All right, next, awfully similar. What do we got here? Do we want to do this one on the body? One thing I don't usually do on these guys is a border. So border, solid, and then this color, right? Eliminate the background. And then border width of what? 50, 100? Something like that. So narrow this in, 60, 70, okay, 110, 20. All right, and then how do we get that shape? What if we went with the linear gradient? At an angle, and I believe that's going to be 135 degrees. Red, orange, and we do need to say that it's actually part of the background, of course. So we got some effect there. I'm using these ridiculous colors so that I can see what I'm doing super strongly. And I think that what I want is for it to be 0. What do I want? I want it to be 0, 100 pixels over, and I want the height to be, the width to be 100%, and the height to be 50%, and repeat Y, repeat X. And actually, I want that to be 50 VW. Oh, interestingly. Oh, 100%. Okay. So red. There we go. So because it's a gradient, it's a little hard to see. What is that? So what I've done is I've created a background that is half the height of this element and is going all the way across. If I turn the border off, you can see what I've created, but we want that border. All right. So, and this is kind of atypical for followers of this channel or of these videos, but I don't know, it just struck me as this is the way to do this one. Maybe it's a bad idea, but we're gonna find out. Here we go. Clump, and then the opposite one will be very similar. Okay, so we've got pretty good numbers there. How about 50%? 60, 70, 20, 30, 40, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, 0.1. Okay, and then let's do percentage for this one. Why not? 50%, 30, 40%. 41, 42, 43, 0.1, 2.9. Okay, that's not too bad. So that's the first one, and then the linear gradient, another linear gradient underneath of that, and this one will be at 45 degrees to do this one, and then it's going to be dark color, 50%, let's say close. And we're not bothering with setting a background position or a background size for this one. This is a background that's the entirety of the body, which is why the numbers are a little bit different. 40, 46, 47, 48, 49. Okay. And then 53, 54, 5, 0.5, 4, 3, 2, and 0.1, 2, 8.6, 7, 8.9, 49, how about just pixel values? There we go. 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Still need a half value there. So should we use the numbers that we got from up here and then use the same background position? I'm kind of not excited about that. How about we try some weird numbers? We'll try 250Q. How about 240Q? 50. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. 257Q. So that's showing us the diff. I'd be surprised we get 100%, but maybe we did. That is 100% match. It's not better than ones that I've gotten in the past, but regardless. Submit, minify, and we're out the door. Still fun, and showing you some interesting techniques there, right? You can get that border, you can get that margin. And then we've got, and that's a better score than I've got in the past. And then one of the other optimizations you can make is use the, was it the star marker? No, that's not right. The issue there is that the style tag counts, right? The style, we're actually turning the style tag. That's fine. There are other optimizations to be made by using the ampersand selector, but we're not going to bother with that. The point here is not to get the precise smallest score. That's kind of not how I play. Like, to me, the interesting thing is to try new techniques, and there are many techniques. Like, I don't think I've done one where I've used border image, and border image is an incredibly popular way to do solutions for this, because it is incredibly powerful, but it is also a little harder to think about and work with. But it's fine. Like, be awesome. All right, HTML and CSS are great. Be good to each other out there. It's tough. And make something cool with HTML and CSS today. Yeah. Have a great day.